What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We got a free champion today, guys. Time to check out DELIANA. Let's see what is she made of. I love her animations, but is she a good champion? Now, I'm probably gonna suggest you a couple of different builds. I'm probably gonna suggest you a couple of different masteries, depending on what exactly you want to do with her. Now, I know that a lot of you guys out there will use her all around because you started the game a while ago, 1 month, 2 weeks ago, and you actually got your legendary champion. She might be your first legendary champion. First, I'm gonna try her without books. If you guys enjoyed the music you heard in the video, guys, we have that Soundstripe link in the description down below. Feel free to check them out. They have an amazing music library, so if you're a content creator, a music enthusiast, you're looking for a new playlist, definitely head over there. Plus, I can save you 15% on checkout by using code Skratch. Now, her affinity is pretty solid. We have Force Affinity. It feels like most of the champions in the game are magic. That's kind of like why I'm saying it. We want to get some different affinities. So getting a free legendary champion that is Force Affinity is awesome. Look how badass she looks. Honestly, that's how good she looks. If you guys know that expression, you're going to know what I mean. She is a HP-based champion. She actually has pretty solid multipliers. Surprisingly, her A3 has a 0.3 multiplier, okay? So that means that she can actually smack a bit with this skill as well. Magnar's AoE skill has a 0.25, I think. Of course, it's a double hit, but just to keep in mind, she can actually smack with this skill, for my surprise. The A1 AoE Leech, the reason why I gave her a stun set is because of the A1. It's a AoE skill. This is gonna help you in faction wars. It's gonna help you in your dungeons. It's gonna help you in the Doom Tower. Wherever you're gonna choose to use this champion, especially if you're progressing in the game, if you're gonna be very end game like myself or other people out there, probably you're not gonna have a massive use for this champion. I'm gonna put it out there. It's kind of like the reality. Unfortunately, the champions that we're getting when we're in the end game, they're not really helping our accounts anymore. The A2 attacks one enemy only and has a 75% chance to land decreased resistance. If the target is under block buffs, applies the debuff spread, taking any decreased resistance debuffs on the target and placing it on all enemies. Now, this skill right here is the one that actually lands the block buffs, and this is on a 4-turn cooldown if you fully book it, if not on a 5-turn cooldown. This champion kind of like really needs books in order to perform good, because everything requires books to increase their chances to land the debuffs, long cooldowns, so books will actually improve this champion a lot. Her passive is pretty interesting. Increases this champion accuracy by 2 for every 1000 HP this champion has. Places a strengthen buff on all allies for 2 turns every time this champion's HP drops below 50. That's on a 4-turn cooldown, and this is definitely a very good support skill, a passive, which is gonna be dropping in every 4 turns. Now, in terms of this part with the accuracy, right now, I have on her 87k HP, so multiply that with 2, and we're gonna get like 175 accuracy extra on her. So that's gonna put her at 400 accuracy, guys, which is very solid, right? I can get a different banner on her. That's definitely something that I really like about the champion. I do have a counter attack one, so I use this one because why not? I could give her more HP, but one thing to keep in mind, you don't want this champion extremely squishy. You do want her to take some damage for that passive, so not giving her 5k defense is a good thing, but you should give her at least around 3k defense if you can. You don't want to have her so squishy that she's gonna get one-shotted, you know? It's pretty important to give her some decent stats. Now, of course, depending on your level, where you are in the game, the gear you have, you're not gonna be able to necessarily get these stats, but that's fine. You can build her with more crit rate and get a bit of damage from her as well. The A1 deals pretty decent damage too. Another thing to keep in mind, you can build her on a regeneration set, you can build her on provoke sets, you can build her on quite a few things. A provoke set could be a pretty good idea if you're doing the Doom Tower or faction wars and you want to have that strength and buff on your team as well, because if she provokes with the A1, she's gonna get damage, and then her passive is gonna come in play when her HP drops, and she's gonna place strengthen on your entire team. That's just as an idea. We have a HP aura for all battles increased by 33%, very solid. In terms of masteries, offense and support tree. That's what I chose to use on her. The reason for it is because I might want to try her in different content, like where there are a lot of bosses. So War Master seems like it's going to be the right choice so far. I went with the support tree. That will increase my chances to land the debuff since I don't have her fully booked. And even after I have her fully booked, will increase the chance to land that leech on the A1, which is pretty important. We get Arcane Celerity, Rapid Response, so when we land buffs and debuffs, we get more turn meter, Cycle of Magic to help us with the cooldown. And honestly, Evil Eye is not going to be game changing since the A1 is AoE. We're not really going to decrease the turn meter by a lot, but it's going to be fairly decent. So I'm quickly going to put up some teams together to run her in some dungeons. So let's give it a go in the Spider dungeon first, guys. And we're going to try her on the Ice Golem. Just as an idea, if you have counterattack accessories and you're looking to beat stage 20, she's going to be amazing on a stun set. Give her the counterattack accessories. The more often she's going to get to counterattack, because she's going to be the fourth champion, so she's going to be targeted by the spiderlings, the higher the chances are to stun the spiderlings, and that will ensure that you're keeping the rest of your team safer. Army Girl, amazing for turn meter manipulation. Go on the presets, and another thing that I would suggest you to do is to switch off her A2. You want to make sure she's going to use her A1 and A3 as often as possible. That's just to have higher chances to use the AoE skills. And that's about it pretty much. Let's jump into it and give it a go. See if we're going to be able to beat the Spider dungeon or we're going to get wrecked. You never know what can happen. Okay. 2 stuns landed there. We got a couple more with her A1. Landed the HP burn. So let's see what is happening from here on. Okay, block buffs doesn't help you on the spider. Decrease resistance doesn't really help you on the spider either. It could help you if you don't have enough accuracy. Like if you're progressing through the game, then maybe you would want to drop that decreased resistance on the Spider Queen if you don't have enough accuracy on your Cold Heart, on your Army Girl, or on the champion that manipulates the turn meter. You might want to use a banner that can give you more HP or defense to keep the champion alive. Or maybe you're just unlucky and you haven't managed to get accuracy banner just yet for that faction, you know? So you have quite a few different options with her. I feel like she can be a great target right here, you know, for the spider. You can use a champion to give you that defense down if you like, of course, 100%. But if you have this stun with the A1 to help you out, is definitely a very good thing. And she's very tanky. She can survive, guys. I really think that she's great as a progression champion. 1.8 million damage. Echoed with the HP burn 6 million. Of course, Cold Heart 2 million with her damage. Let's move over to the next dungeon. This will be the Ice Golem team, guys. I'm actually not gonna book the champion at all, okay? Because that's how everyone is gonna run her. The majority of people, they won't have enough books for everyone. This is still the biggest problem in Raid, unfortunately, guys. No way of farming the books. So I would probably suggest you save your books for Arbiter, save your books for Seal of the Drakes, or a champion that needs them more. If you're gonna plan to run her in a stun set, a provoke set, for the dungeons, progression, I feel like she can do the job just fine the way she is. I haven't changed anything crazy on the presets. I have every single skill from her available. I don't need to have that defense down, attack down, very important for the Ice Golem if I'm gonna get smacked. And I have a cleanser, a reviver just in case if needed. I'm gonna use her as the lead for the aura. That will help us a lot. The Ice Golem can ignore defense. So having a higher HP will ensure that you're going to be able to survive his hits if you don't have attack down. Or even with attack down, sometimes he can smack so hard when he has the minions alive that he's going to obliterate your entire team. So like this, we're going to have a bit of damage, we're going to have a bit of survivability, we're going to have everything that we need. Let's see how easy we're going to be able to get past the next wave. If you want her to have a higher chance to provoke or to stun, you can give her different masteries as well, just to increase that chance by a bit. Okay, you see, that's why we needed a reviver. That's why we needed a reviver, just in case. Just in case if anything like this will happen. We have a bit of extra healing there. We have the shield to keep us safe. We haven't landed a stun with her on the mob there. And even for the minions. Stunning the minions can be very, very helpful, guys, when you're doing your progression, when you're not doing speed runs, because they're gonna land defense down on you, they're gonna land heal reduction, so that can mess you up. And you won't be able to make use of the leech, you know? Having leech can be very, very efficient as a healing source, especially if you're having champions that have War Master, if you have champions that hit hard or AoE attacks when you have multiple enemies, because you're gonna get to heal back by a lot. Tons of healing. You see Armiger coming in with a block revive clutch. If we're gonna be able to block revive on the Ice Golem, you don't really have to worry so much about the boss, because if you're blocking the revive, he's not gonna do much damage, you know? Okay, one revive down. The heal from her A3 can come in hand sometimes as well, if you really need it, you know? Counter attack, I like that. Let's go. I wish I would have all the 3 accessories, counter attack accessories for her. That would be awesome. Debuff spread, block buffs. Again, that's not gonna help you on any of the bosses in dungeons. Not gonna help you in the Ice Golem, Fire Knight, Dragon, Spider. Unfortunately, it's just not going to help you there, you know? She can be used against some bosses in the Doom Tower, but again, block buffs is not gonna be great there. It's gonna be great for the Hydra clan boss. So using her in the Hydra clan boss will be amazing. I would suggest you to book her for the Hydra. So I'm not gonna do a run on the Hydra, guys. I just kind of wanted to give you an idea, give you my take, how I would build her, and how I'm recommending you guys to build her, you know. 1.4 million damage. She actually dealt the highest amount of damage out of the entire team. I feel like this is very, very solid, and that's mainly because of her AoE attacks. How I mentioned, she can smack quite a bit. I might do a different video for Hydra. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna use her in Hydra for the hard difficulty with a different team all around, but I'll have to build that, and unfortunately I won't have the time today. So I think I'm gonna leave that for tomorrow, guys. Try to make a team for Hydra all around with her and see what sort of results we're gonna get. But that was all for this video. Much love. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you feel about DELIANA? You think you're gonna use her as your progression? If you're endgame already, probably you're not really gonna have that much of a use for her. But appreciate all of you guys watching. Peace.